welcome to my channel, The Four Vans. I'm so glad you stopped by. I'm super excited to share with you my cash envelope system wallet. I use the Kate Spade one. I got mine new with tags on Poshmark. I don't know that they make these anymore, but I have seen a lot of them on Poshmark. I've even heard of a few people getting them on or at TJ Maxx. I have never seen one at mine, but I have heard of that. So this is my baby. This is so soft. I love it so very, very much. I will do just kind of a small review as well as show you my cash envelope system. So I have used the cash envelope system for a long time. I've used everything from plain envelopes to clips, to paper clips, to little dividers, to you know, just putting my cash in different little areas, to paper envelopes, to laminated envelopes, to you name it. I've had just about everything you can possibly think of, and multiple wallets to go with it. This is the one that I have stuck with the longest. And I think that's because I love that it's black. It's very simple. It will go in my multiple bags. If you watch my channel, you know what a handbag lover I am. So I like to switch out my handbag, and I feel like this goes well in all of them. The zipper is amazing. It is wonderfully constructed. It's like butter. I love the zipper. It never catches because I hate it when my zipper catches on my wallets. Who has time for that? We're all in a hurry, right? So without further ado, I'll go ahead and get into it. I have pretty much everything covered, so there's nothing too concerning for anyone to see. You can see my credit cards here, but none of the information is showing, just the very tops of them, so I'm not too worried about that. So it's got tons of credit card slots here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 slots. There is a pocket on this side and also a pocket on this side. So currently for the month of January, I am doing a spending challenge in that I do not spend my ones. I like to every month challenge myself in some way. So that's what I am doing for January, is not spending ones. The first envelope that you'll come to, and I actually made these envelopes just because I couldn't find any that I personally loved, so I made them. If you're interested, I do have an Etsy shop and I will link it below, but I didn't really want this to be all about my Etsy shop. I want it to be more just about my cash envelope system because it has helped us a ton in our budgeting, and hopefully you will find some value to it as well. So the first one that you come to is grocery. My envelopes are not the clear envelopes. They are slightly transparent, but you can still see the money in there. So what we do is anything that we tend to overspend on is what we have envelopes for, but my system, in my opinion, is very simple, and that's why it's successful for us. I think when you have 10 different envelopes, at least for me, I don't know, can't speak for anyone else, but when I do, and I have had that before, it all just gets very complicated to me, and I find personally the more complicated things are, they are usually very unsuccessful. I don't do well with a lot of complications. And so, like I said, the first one is grocery. The next one is a totally clear one, but it says personal. So for me, personal is everything that I'm responsible for buying and paying for in our household. So there's things my husband pays for, and then there's things that I'm responsible for. So just because it says personal doesn't mean that I get to go blow all this money, because I don't. It's really just anything I'm responsible for. So that includes, you know, maybe something here or there for my daughter. It includes my nails. So that I guess is personal. It includes anything that and I'm just drawing a total blank, but really I recommend if you're married or have a partner, for, you know, whatever, where you share your finances, that you have assigned responsibilities for each person. So sorry about the delay there. Had to visit with my daughter really quick. She had to ask me something. So as I was saying, personal is just anything that I'm responsible for. And so when you have shared finances, I highly recommend having things, so everything doesn't fall on you, having things that one person takes care of financially and gets budgeted for, and things that you take care of financially. So an example would be in my household, my husband, AJ, obviously he gets his own cash each week for, like if he decides to go out to lunch. I have like haircuts, and then I budget by week. So we get paid weekly and we budget everything per week. Doesn't mean we necessarily spend everything in the envelopes every week. In fact, hopefully we don't, because we need to budget it. Like a good example is my husband's haircuts. He obviously doesn't get a haircut every week, but I budget out that money every week for him to get his haircut. And then he is also in charge of taking care of, like we have dogs, and so their food, that kind of thing. So I budget that money out and give that cash to him every week. So that's what he's responsible for. I'm responsible for things for myself, obviously, my daughter, all the grocery shopping, all the clothes shopping, just all that type of stuff. So that's what would come out of my personal envelope. Sorry, had to sneeze. The next envelope is family. So, and yes, all of my envelopes do look just a little bit different. As you can tell, this one is this font and transparent. This one is clear and a totally different font. This one has no border, the same font as the first one, as is this one. So the reason why that is because I'm just trying out different ones, because I do have an Etsy shop, just to kind of see which ones I like better for my own personal use. So the family one, money very rarely stays in here very long. My daughter gets an allowance, and then the money that I give my husband every week. So when I go to the bank and get the cash, the money that is allotted for my daughter and my husband, I will put in this envelope until I am able to give it to them. So really that's the only time money stays in here. The next one is gifts. And again, that doesn't always have money in it, because we do sinking funds, but I do not use this envelope for my sinking funds all year long. I do like to have one in here though, because if I have birthday party, anniversary, you know, whatever possible little gift I may need to buy for, and it seems like it happens, if not every month, every other month, I just keep this in here, because I don't want to take that whole lot of cash and put it in my wallet. I want to take out just a little bit for what I think I'm going to need and put it in here. So as I am running errands throughout the month, I will have that cash on me, so that way I'm not swiping my debit card for something that I shouldn't be. But I have that cash in here, so I can just go ahead and buy it and pay for it right then. with that said, we do have things we do not spend cash on. One of them is gas. I hate paying cash for gas. Excuse me, say that 5 times fast. So we actually use a credit card for that we get reward points for. I do not suggest doing that if you are not able to pay it off every month. Maybe if you do not like paying for your gas with cash, I would suggest using a debit card. But if you can discipline yourself to use a credit card, use one that you get something back for, some kind of rewards. We use one that we get cash back for. So that makes it really nice because we can just apply it to our bill, let it build up, you know, however we choose to do it. But it is really important you pay it off every month if you're gonna do it that way. At least it is for our family. I do have my debit cards for, we have multiple different bank accounts, but for 2 of the accounts that we carry, I do have debit cards for them for certain expenses that we basically budget but leave in our account. That way, I mean, my husband also has debit cards. That way we're able to just, you know, swipe those when that is the plan. I do have, in the back of my cash envelopes, I have these 2 kind of card holder ones. I use these for like rewards cards, is the first one, rewards cards, and then I do have a like what I call my get out of jail credit card, and I never use it, but I find a little bit of peace in my life knowing that it's there in case I ever needed it. Hopefully I never will, but it's there if I need it. And then the next one I use for business cards. So, you know, my nail tech, just different service maintenance people that I may need to reference back to, that I want to have their business card, or a lot of times I get questions and compliments on my nails as I'm out and about. So I do like to keep a couple cards of my nail techs so I can, you know, if somebody's really, really interested, I can pull a card out and give them her card. The next one I have is also just like this little Filofax thing. I got all these little inserts, by the way, on Amazon. So I use this if I need cash for something but don't have an envelope for it. I don't want to, again, really structured, really organized. I don't want to put cash in an envelope even for a short time if it doesn't belong there. I don't think I would forget and spend it, but it just bugs me knowing that it's there. I want it to have its own place. So very rarely do I have anything in there, but if I do have some miscellaneous thing that I need to go and spend cash on, then I have that little envelope for that. The next one is just another insert from Amazon. This is where I keep my coins. And then I did hang on to the Kate Spade, just the notes section in here. So if I need to write down a quick note, one example I was so glad to have just a piece of paper really quick is somebody just bumped the back of me at a 4-way stop. So I was able to just grab my wallet. I keep a pen in here. These are such nice little pens. I love this one, and then also the G2 ones, but they both write so nice. But it was nice to just be able to grab my wallet, grab the pen, write down her information, her phone number and name, and then get her insurance information. So, and then I've got it with me. I've since taken it out and shredded it, but I have it with me until I don't need it anymore, and it's in a very convenient location. The last thing I have in here is just my checkbook, and I very rarely write checks, but occasionally for maybe something that my daughter needs, somebody that doesn't take a card, like a repairman, something like that, I may need to write a check for. So I do keep my checks back there for that. Other than that, I do not pay our bills with checks. I have everything as automated as I possibly can, and I highly recommend doing it that way because I was constantly under stress and had a lot of anxiety about bills getting paid. So I automate absolutely everything as much as I can on our bank, on our online bill pay. So that's what works best for our family. And I will leave any links in the description box of things I mentioned and that I can find. If you have any questions, please comment. And if I didn't go into enough detail or I missed something and you would like to see a video on something that I may have missed or didn't go into enough detail or even something maybe a little different, please give me a comment and let me know what you'd like to see. I like to give you guys content that you enjoy. So otherwise, please consider sticking around and being a part of our community. Subscribing is free. It just alerts you when I post new content. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I like to know that the content that I am putting out, you guys enjoy. So that's all I have for today. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Bye.